Alright, so in this video, I'm gonna walk you through how I do my calendar system and a task management app to use it alongside with my calendar. So as we talk about the things we have discussed in this course, I start with weekly planning. So in my weekly planning, I usually have a template already. So as you can see here, I have time blocks. Okay, my template is I have a workout time block from 5:30 to 6:30 a.m. So that's also where I track my workout habit. Then another one is, by the way, I'm using a Google Calendar, so it's free 100%. Alongside with it is Google Tasks. So you can find it here. And then this is free. And then we have Google Keep for your logs or journals as you go along. So as I mentioned, I've used several apps already from Todoist, Tick, and some other widely used task management app. As you use them, it's all about implementation. So in a practical sense, I might as well use Google Task and Google Calendar because it's 100% free. So going back, the template that I have built here is every Monday morning, half day, I will have a weekly team sprints with my team. And then as discussed in Agile methodology, we discussed Jira, our dashboard in collaboration and working the task delegation and all that with them. Then every Tuesdays, I do my writing for my content, social media. Filming is every Wednesday, so I don't get to exhaust my cognitive loads after writing, go straight with filming. So again, depending on my mood, I might proceed with filming after writing. But if the writing is a bit long, then I extend it on Wednesdays. So Thursdays is my product development. For example, a new course or a new ebook and whatnot. And then every Fridays is my product improvements. It can be a new ad creative or say an improvement of an existing course, a second edition of an ebook, etc. So as you can see here, these are all related to my personal brand. I allotted time with that because this is my passion and my creative juice is usually in the mornings. If I have some notes with these time blocks, then I use Google Task for it. For example, I have a note for content writing. Say I create a new list, then note for content writing. So these are the lists that I want to do. So if you recall, we have a process called GTD or get things done, right? I use Google Task for that, for the GTD or get things done checklist. So every time I think of an idea to write, I just log it in here. That's what we call the capture part of the GTD. Idea 1 and then idea 2, idea 3. So as I go along for the entire week, every time I capture something, I think of an idea, I read something, and that's something that I think that can be used for content writing, and then I just drop it here. So every time I'm here in this time block, then I revisit this one so I know which ones I will do or while I'll write in my content writing time block. Okay. So moving on, course 12 is usually my lunch. I take naps also at times. I do my NSDR during the lunchtime. 9 sleep deep rest using YouTube scripts from Andrew Huberman. And then after lunch would be either I allocate it either for deep work or for meetings. Somebody wants to meet me about anything, a project or something, I usually allocate 1 to 3 p.m. for that. So this one is a bit flexible because it depends also in the load under my deep work. So again, I use GTD framework and Google Task for deep work. So deep work can be consolidated into just one list here. For example, tasks that is assigned to me in Jira or a review of the task for the existing sprint with my team. Or you can categorize the deep work for finance, deep work for sales funnel, and so on. For example, deep work for finance, this is I need to do. Of course, we need to file the ITR deadline for finance. I need to do compliance check or I need to do collection follow-ups. So this is the deep work I need to do for finance. Another one is deep work for sales funnel, like a client proposal review, a follow-up, and whatnot. For example, during your weekly planning, you can use Mondays and Tuesdays for all deep work, and then Wednesdays to Fridays are meetings. So it can also be 1 hour deep work and then 1 hour meetings, or you say every Monday is deep work for finance, every Tuesday is deep work for sales, and so on and so forth. Depends on your mood, it depends on the priority for the week. And of course, we can also implement the Eisenhower matrix during the planning when it comes to which ones to prioritize here, right? So you can also put some due date here if you want to be specific on a certain deadline for a specific task under deep work. And then 3 to 5:30 is my coaching slots. Usually 3 to 4 p.m., 1 hour, a break for 30 minutes, and then 4:30 to 5:30 is another hour. So usually I can take 10 coaching clients in a week. Okay. So that's where I allocate this. This is also flexible. This is not cast in stone. Again, if clients are moving their schedules, and then I adjust my schedule accordingly, or if I have an emergency, I also set it accordingly. As you notice here, I didn't put a particular task or a time block for checking emails and whatnot. So what I do with that is I do it like an asynchronous type of thing where I check my messages every 2 hours. So it's inherent in me. So for example, start of the day, 8 a.m. before the sprint, I just check the messages, quickly respond if it's, say, yeah, it will take you just 2 minutes to respond. Or if not, I put it here in the G task if there's something that I need to do more and I can do it in my deep work slot. So again, asynchronous. So every 2 hours, there's a time where I check my messages. Usually my notifications are turned off because I know I have developed that system or rhythm that I have to check it every 2 hours or so. Now, say if you want to also incorporate your habits, you can say create new habit list habits, and then just put your habit here. Say instead of a time block, it can be workout, book, affirmations, etc. And then you can set it on a daily basis. So daily, you can put you can see the habits here. And then if you're able to do it, just click mark completed. And if not, just delete it or cancel it. So that way you can check if how frequent are you doing a certain habit or not at all. So as discussed in the earlier lesson, you track and then you refine as needed. And then I also have a time slot here for my family time, spending being intentional about my relationships. And then self-improvement time can be reading a book or listening to an audiobook, or it can be a leisure time, or it can be a music, which is one of my passion. So there you go. This is how I manage time from weekly planning. So I plan it out for the week, adjust this accordingly based on the template. As the time goes on a daily basis, I just adjust and follow what I have presented here. And then in my Google Keep, this is where I log my journals, what I feel, what happened with the day, what can be improved, something like that. It's just more of like my venue for unloading what's on my mind because it also helps in my mental clarity. So there you go. So I hope I have provided value in this. By the way, this Google Calendar and GTAS, they also have a mobile version. So when you're on the go, you can quickly check it, adjust, and mark things completed as you go along. Thank you so much. Have a great